and I are as repulsed as you and I are by this behavior that they are engaging in, the demands they are making on decent, God-fearing, America-loving people. We are not the problem.
Rush, speaking from the grave, spitting truths in 2025 that he said in 2016. It is 2017. It is amazing when I heard this cut.
And yet we are portrayed as the problem. We're the enemy to these people. It's really scary. What happens if we lose? Go back and look. If we lose in 2016, if they get the House, folks, I'm just going to tell you, whatever Trump wants to do is going to stop. It's going to be paralyzed. It's going to be nothing but, in every House committee that's relevant, inspections, investigations, subpoenas. They're going to go back and try to get Kavanaugh thrown out. It's going to be nothing but 2 years of get even with Trump for having the audacity to win.
I got goosey bumps when I'm listening to this and going, oh my gosh, that's what's going to happen. If they get back in power. Trump knows it, you know it, the Republicans know it. This should be a no-brainer to break the filibuster. Everybody knows this is what they're going to do. And Rush Limbaugh speaking from the grave here.
And the business of the nation is going to be brought to a screeching halt. In the meantime, they're going to try to get rid of the tax cuts. They're not going to succeed in any of this because the Senate is still going to be in the hands of... I still think Trump, that's in whom I have... In terms of the politics of this, I still have implicit trust.
So that's a question you have to answer. Do you have, at this point, implicit trust in President Trump? Given what I just told you about the Insurrection Act, do you have implicit trust in President Trump? If you do, as you read up about the Insurrection Act, let that be your guide. Like, I trust that he's going to do the right thing. Or do you trust the Republicans? Or do you trust the socialists? You only got a couple different choices here. So at this point, you got to pick which horse you want to be on. You want to pick on the possibility of breaking the filibuster and maybe doing the Insurrection Act, or you're hoping that the Republicans can continue just lollygagging around and doing nothing. Remember, not one single of his executive orders have been codified. They will go away like that. They mean absolutely nothing if there's a new president.
I think Trump knows what he's doing. This is the key. He didn't want. America doesn't deserve that. Yeah. America's so oppressive, so mean to minorities. So America doesn't deserve superpower status. This is why I wanted Obama to fail. In his view, and the Alinsky view, and the American left's view, America is flawed. America is the problem in the world. America doesn't deserve its wealth.
The apologies.
Right.
But economically.
All right. So he dropped a lot of stuff there. I talked to you. I got to do a show on Alinsky. Saul Alinsky, he just mentioned. If you haven't been doing your research on who Saul Alinsky is and what he is all about, that's the guiding force over all of these people, including the Marxist stuff. Because that was basically the playbook on how to do what they're doing right now. Yeah, his ideology is Marxism. His ideology is communism. But how do you do it? How can we get there? Well, we got to use the Alinsky playbook. Even Hillary Clinton talked about Saul Alinsky. And somehow that never gets discussed. People don't talk about the Alinsky rules for radicals. They did it. They ran it like it was a manual. An absolute manual. Do you realize, right, one of the things that was trending this morning was the 19th Amendment. People are like, we got to get rid of these white liberal women are crazy. 80%. Mondami got 80% of the young white liberal vote. 80%. 80% of people who are basically voting for their own demise. They think, oh, great, I'll get to have baby removal. Oh, he's young, he's cute. What in the hell are you thinking? These people, I guess they don't look at the news. They don't see what's happened in Sweden and over in other countries. They don't see what's going on in Dearborn. But yeah, Tommy, it's fantastic with my low-cut shirt that I'll never be able to wear and after they do whatever they do with me.
13 million more Americans on food stamps, 8 million more in poverty. Okay, that's good. That's mean more people voting Democrat, more people depending on government. They
What I say?
want that, Sean.
They want that. Can you believe this clip? They were talking about the explosion of food stamps before it even got to Biden. They want that. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, he's telling us everything from way back 8 years ago. How do Republicans not see this? How do Republicans not turn this on and go, wait a second, everything he's saying it was foretold?
Yeah, 14 states, record low unemployment. We had lowest unemployment since '69. 1 million more jobs than people on unemployment. Right. Look at who's benefiting. African American unemployment, lowest ever. Hispanic unemployment, Asian unemployment, women in the workplace unemployment. All of this success, you're saying, stops if they get the House.
Let me ask you a simple question. Why? You heard him just go through these statistics, the facts of the economic advancement. We've got more jobs than there are job openings.
1 million.
We got 1 million more jobs than there are openings. That hasn't happened since 2017. Who was president then? Wasn't Obama. The things that you just heard Sean go through, the Democrats are angry at all of it. Why aren't they happy? Folks, we are in a roaring economy. More people than ever can get the job they want. They're getting raises. They're being bonused. We have people free to start their own businesses. The economy and every other aspect of life in America is on the upswing. And a political party and its voters are mad about it. Why? Why couldn't you be happy? The answer is very simple. If it happens as a result of individual aptitude and application instead of government making it happen, they're going to oppose it. This is the greatest threat: economic activity, economic growth, self-sufficiency, self-reliance, people learning that the old rules of working hard and applying yourself pay off. Biggest threat to the American left and the Democrat Party that there could be.
Bingo. You see, these people, I don't believe, are truly Americans. I know people like, hey, Barry, that's really hyperbolic. No, they're not aspirational. They don't want people to succeed. They think that prosperity is something to be, shunned. We'll take care of you. We'll give you this little hovel. We'll give you Section 8. We'll give you some food stamps. Go ahead and have 9 babies. And then when you don't want, you can get rid of that one too. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of you. We're from the government. We're here to help. And everything he just said there is true today. I am so pissed off at a couple influencers for telling people that the best thing that could happen right now is a housing market implosion. I'm like, what in the hell are you talking about? Instead of the mantra that's going on right now that housing's too expensive, we can't afford to buy a house. Well, how about fixing that part? Maybe that's the part you need to fix. Not that the house is too expensive, the part that you can't afford one because you're a barrister or you're a major in basket weaving. If you have no marketable skills, how the hell do you expect to make any money? And if you can't make any money, you won't afford a house. I responded to some idiot yesterday, and I was telling him housing prices is merely a reflection of supply and demand. People today don't understand that. Can I get a house on the intercoastal or on the beach in South Florida? It's going to cost you $10 million. No, you're never going to afford that. Maybe if you hit the lottery twice. However, I bet you I can find you a house somewhere outside of, East Bum Truck, but at least it's your house. With everybody working remote nowadays, if you are marketable, you can get a house. Reason why that house is cheap, because most people don't want to live there. The demand isn't there. You don't want to live in inner city Chicago. You don't want to live in inner city Baltimore. Ergo, they give away their houses. Do you know there's places, well, it used to be, where you could buy a house for $1. $1. If you buy the house for $1 and agree to fix it up, which they'll give you the loan to fix up, and you stay there for 3 years, you agree to stay there for 3 years, they will give you the house. Because their idea is if more people move in and rejuvenate, oh no, but that would be gentrification. You can't have it both ways. You either gentrify the slum or you can't move to someplace you can afford. And I challenged the guy who was talking crap. I'm like, I can show anybody anywhere who has a job, that has had a job for longer than 12 months, that's the other problem, and has decent credit. I can find anybody a house anywhere that they can afford. But see, these kids today don't want that. They come down here to Fort Lauderdale or to Boca, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to live there. No, you can't. Because they were told they get a trophy. Everybody gets a trophy. Nope. You have to earn trophies. You have to earn the house on the water. Nobody has told these people for so long, you're not good enough. You see, we grew up with that all the time. There were actually cuts. Oh, nope, you didn't make the team. I didn't make the team. Nope, you're not good enough. Come back next year. Nope, you didn't get that job. Why? Hey, sorry. Come back, do something. It was okay to say you weren't good enough back then. It was okay, and it was a motivating tool to tell people you don't have what it takes. You can't say that now. It upsets people. Their fifis get hurt. Their nipples get all rough. Telling people you're not good enough is not a bad thing. It is a necessary thing. You have to be told you can't do it. Because if somebody tells you you can't do it, the first thing that should happen to you is watch me. Watch me. I'll be back. But everything you see nowadays on television, Survivor, oh, I can't believe, oh my gosh, I can't believe what happened. Oh, I miss my family. Shut up. Shut the hell up. Be a man, be a woman, pull on the big boy and big girl pants and let's go. This Insurrection Act stuff is not going to be easy. It ain't for the faint of heart. So you got to wonder, where are people's mindsets? Those of you who are about my age, us boomers, us boomers didn't cry in our oatmeal because we didn't get a trophy. We busted our butt and said next year, I'm going to get the trophy. I'm going to win. I want to win. Let me ask you a question. I got to tell you something. I play this all the time.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more.
I play that, and I've been playing that for, a year. And then I want you to go back and look at all the Democrats and even some Republicans. They talk about winning. President Trump loves athletics. President Trump absolutely loves football. He loves baseball. He loves teams. He loves teams. Teams that come together as a group, as an entity, and learn how to win. We've taken away winning. They took the essence of winning away from these kids. And so it's easy for these younger kids to say, I can't do it. I told Ashley, I'd said it before, first time she ever said I can't, I'm like, no. You can, you just may need help. You need someone to show you how to do it. You can definitely do it. And so every time I see one of these people scream and moan and bitch about the fact that they can't buy a house, it's too expensive, and oh my God, the boomers are dead, they own 3 or 4 houses. And I think to myself, you wrote all of this instead of saying, I wish there was somebody who could show me how to buy a house. I wish there would be somebody who could show me how to win. I wish there was somebody who would give me the information so I don't have to be on food stamps. But you never see that, even from conservatives. Oh, we need to blow up the whole housing market. Huh? Are you not making any money? Are you just out there making clicks and videos and likes because it just seems fun? Or are you trying to do something to actually better your life? There are so many, and I won't go on because I'll do a a real estate show later, which I used to do. There are so many programs, and it's so funny to me because everybody knows about SNAP because, oh my God, SNAP. Everybody knows about Section 8. Everybody knows about WIC. All these programs have been, bandied about, and everybody talks about it. How about the programs that help you get better? Do you know how many programs there are out there? Do you know how many FHA loans are available? Do you have any idea how many different types of programs there are? Forget mortgage brokers and banks and community savings. How many programs there are in the FHA that can help you get a loan, to get a property? Do you know what, I'm going to use a term for you. Do you know what house hacking is? What the hell is Barry talking about? How do you hack into? Go look up what house hacking is. The problem isn't that there's no ability. The problem is people don't have the education. And they don't want to learn it. They want to be given a flipping house. It's too expensive. That's a good thing. I don't want stuff that's cheap and broken down and has no ability to appreciate. Unless I planned on staying there for the rest of my life, which none of you probably did in their 30s. It's like I want to do this, then I want to get here, then I want to keep going up that ladder. So how do you start down here? Because that's where you have to start. You can't, unless your legs are long, I don't know how you overstep and get on that rung of the ladder. You can't. You got to start here. And so the thing these kids need to be focused on is, what's my first step? Don't look at that up there and go, it's too expensive. What's my first thing I need to do? Well, first thing you need is get your ass a job. Because nothing happens without a job or start a business. Number two, make sure your credit's decent. Start planning. I'm not talking about you have to have stellar credit. You got to have some decent credit. So once you're armed and you've got those in your quiver, you're like, I've been working for 12 months. Yeah, I got this. My credit, yeah, it's about 600, 615. I got this. I'm ready to do the first step. Well, the first step might be for you to do some house hacking. I'm saying that word again so you guys can go look it up if you don't know. By the way, you can house hack at any age. You do your house hacking. I'll give you an idea of some house hacking. You find a duplex. The duplex means there's a unit on one side, a unit on the other. Say there's 2 units. You got a 3-bedroom and 2-bath on this one and a 2-bedroom, 2-bath on this side. It's connected, and you can buy that house for X price. And your mortgage is, a couple thousand a month. I can't afford a couple thousand. That's it. That's where the hacking comes in. You rent out that side, and then you pay for the other side. So if it's $2,000 a month, and you rent it out for $1,000 on this side, and you pay $1,000, you just got a house. It's that simple. It really is. It's the knowledge. It's the ability to understand and navigate all these different programs. I'm not going to turn this into a real estate show, but I've seen too many people and Mondami and all these people saying it's affordability. We're going to have to address affordability. How do you address affordability? You can't slash real estate. It's impossible. Try it. See what happens. You can't. You know why? Because somebody is always going to want something different. I don't care if you say, listen, we're going to give all these houses here away for free. Eventually, some people are going to go, but I want that one. And as soon as they turn their head and go, I want to live over there, then All this free stuff has no bearing on what we're doing over here. Think about it. Drive through your town. And you guys all know, because wherever you live, you're like, well, I live in a nice neighborhood. Oh, I just turned into a shit neighborhood. I don't want to be here. And neither do the people who live there. They want to be in your neighborhood, but they can't. Well, they can if they knew how. See, this all boils back to education. This is why these kids were just completely bamboozled by Mondami. They don't know any difference. They were taught any difference. They get mad at us as being boomers because our parents taught us. Our parents sat our asses down and said, this is what you're going to do, and this is how you're going to do it. We had the benefit, even if some of our parents were whack jobs, we still had parents who said, this is what you're going to do. When I grew up, I remember going, and yes, I went to a prep school, but it was very interesting, the dynamic that we were taught. You got to be a sophomore, and as you're walking through the halls and you're talking to people, the thought would be, what college are you looking at? You think that's happening in high schools these days? Hey, what do you want to do? We're going to guidance counseling. We're going to counsel you. So if you want to be a lawyer, here are the classes you need to take. You want to be a doctor, here are the classes you want to take. There's no kind of guidance counseling for being a barista. There's no guidance counseling for being a bartender. Those were step-ups. And these kids are doing it for careers, and they want $30 an hour to flip a frickin' burger. Heck, I digress.
Kind of a country where the traditions of the founding are we going to go Marxist leftist? I mean, that's what this is about. We don't have it in common with them, Sean. I hear all these people still say we need to cross the aisle, show we can cooperate, show that we can show the government. What do we have in common?
Nothing. And he was talking about Marxists 7 or 8 years ago. I'm telling you, this was like weird. Everything he said, we don't have anything in common with these people, and they don't have anything in common with us, and they don't want to deal with us. See, that's the other problem. The Republicans want to talk. Let's see if we can, work something out. And they're like, screw you. They don't care. Russia's dead right, as usual.
Name something we have in common with any of the people acting to destroy Kavanaugh. Where is the middle ground to compromise with them on Kavanaugh? They didn't even want to deny him allow him due process.
Zero. And no corroboration.
They wanted to destroy his life and his family, his career, his past, his future. And
it's funny, he's talking about Kavanaugh. And those of you guys remember the whole Kavanaugh thing. You had a beer in high school? You went to a kegger. As I watched that Kavanaugh trial, I'm like, oh my God, this is insane. So there were people up in bed and rolling around with this woman. No, she was a girl back then. And you were at the kegger. Said every high school person you know. Oh my God, thank God there were none of these when I went to high school and college. Okay, there was nobody walking around going, and taking pictures and stuff. I bet you feel the same way. Like, thank God we missed that whole age. Yeah, we didn't even have phones that weren't connected to walls. I remember my first cell phone looked like a cinder block I was walking around with. I couldn't believe it was huge. But we didn't have these things where people were taking your picture everywhere you went. Thank God.
they tell us they are the party of compassion.